one is Light My Fire. Case number 2. Let's do it.
I need you to go investigate another crime. Sarah will meet you on the site and give you the details. She's one of our best. You can learn a lot from her.
Looks like somebody's been playing with matches.
What we seem to have here is a break-in and arson. According to his statement, Jason Gray, the homeowner, left his house around 11:30 p.m. to go for a run. He was gone for a little over an hour, came back to find his home office ablaze. Got the fire out, but lost most of his office gear, computer, desk, the works. We've already canvassed the neighborhood, but nobody saw anything or anybody suspicious. Wish I had more for you.
That's what we're here for, officer. We'll start processing the scene, but we're gonna want to chat with Mr. Gray. Sorry we had to meet here at the scene. I'm Sarah Seidel. Glad you could come aboard CSI. It was getting kind of old being the new kid myself. Anyway, I hear good things about you. We're gonna pair up just fine.
Alright, now we look for evidence. Looking for evidence. We talk to her. How can I find what might have been used to start fire? The answer to that is check with the fire department, because they're the ones that do
Fire
that.
could have started here. House fires typically double in size every 30 seconds. Gray seems to have gotten to it pretty quickly.
Oh, here's something.
Looks
What
like
is
some
it?
burned wood scraps. You should process burned material like this for accelerants before you pick it up.
What does that mean?
We can't use that here. We can't use that here.
Oh, I need to use a detection tool. Okay, that one?
We can't use that here.
That one.
We can't use that here.
No. This one.
There's no prints here.
This one? Oh, this one.
Try using a similar tool.
Ultraviolet tool. Okay.
Beautiful. Hydrocarbons and most other accelerants fluoresce under ultraviolet light. This is a good sample for Greg.
Okay. Now we can take it. Alright. Cool. Okay, what about this?
It's colored around it. Definitely not window glass.
Okay. Got more glass. And we can't take it.
We can't use that here.
Okay, we're done here then. Zoom out.
We'll want to test for accelerants, things that started the fire. This looks like a typical burn pattern, lots of charred samples and residual gas in the air.
Alright, we'll use our ultraviolet light again.
We can't use that here. We can't use that here.
Don't see anything there.
We can't use that here.
No. Doesn't work.
We can't use that here. There's no prints here. There's no prints here.
Ooh, I can use this though.
There's nothing special there.
Don't see anything.
There's nothing special there. There's nothing special there.
I don't see anything that's significant.
There's nothing special there. 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 There's nothing special there.
There's apparently nothing special anywhere. Yeah, I don't see anything, so okay, what else we got?
There's a redial button. Maybe we should find out who the last person was on the other end.
Will it work?
Yeah, leave a message.
pleasant. Sounds like Gray keeps good company.
Okay. I'm going to call it again.
Yeah, leave a message.
No. Or, assume we can't get fingerprints off this. No? No, I don't. Ugh.
Yeah, leave a message.
I'm trying to use a tool. Won't work. Maybe we can use that. No? No. Okay. Alright, what else? We got something over
Every
here.
fire has its share of survivors. This is not one of them. If the perps were grabbing up Gray's papers before lighting them, we might find a survivor. Fingerprints. Too fragile to dust, but there's other ways to check for prints.
Ooh. We got the thing. Ah. My wall is falling apart. There we go. It's no longer falling apart. Alright, what else we got? What else we got? Alright. We have some fingerprints. We can bring those back to the crime lab. Have checked. Looks like a full fingerprint though. That's good. We can go outside. Check outside for anything. Window's broken. Oh, looks like we got some footprints here. That's interesting.
Does that look like a shoe print to you? Me neither. Cast it. Maybe Gray can give us a lab rat's eye view that'll tell us what the heck it is.
Alright. Let's see. Collection. Casting kit. What is that? Is that this? Guess so. Alright. Alright, we got it. We got our casting kit there. Okay. I think we got some
Grissom
glass.
says let the evidence tell the story. So, if this window was broken from here, why so many shards outside?
Fix the glass. Alright. Got some glass there. Alright, anything else? Yeah, that is interesting. I mean, there's a lot of shards outside, but I don't know. I'm not one that is familiar with the way glass breaks, so... Okay, we're back in here. Get some more glass over here.
Glass on the floor could mean the window was broken from outside. So our arsonist could have been standing just outside that window before the fun began.
Yeah?
We can't use that here. We can't use that here.
We already got a piece of glass, so I'm guessing we don't really need it, but...
There's no prints here. There's nothing special there. We can't use that here. We can't use that here. We can't use that here. We can't use that here.
Okay, thought there might be blood or something. Alright. We got a clock. We got a thing. Got this. We got... Is this the guy that...
I'm Jason Gray. You the officers who wanted to speak with me?
We're with the Las Vegas Crime Lab, Mr. Gray. Criminalists. Sorry about your house. We just have a few questions.
Anything I can do to help. I hope there's some chance you can find whoever did this to me. Well, as I told the officer, I went out to get a little exercise. I do this when I can't sleep. It must have been around 11:30 because it was after the news. At any rate, I wasn't gone for much more than an hour 15 at the most. But as I was walking home, I could see a strange light coming from my office. And then I caught a whiff of smoke and the alarms went off. Mentally, I mean. I rushed in and somehow managed to put the fire out, best I could. Well, I haven't taken a complete inventory, but obviously my computer, and with it, all my files and research, projects, client database. It'll take months to reconstruct it all. I should have kept backup disks in a safe deposit box, but damn hindsight. At least my insurance will cover some of it. Maliciously, you mean? I don't know, really. Not unless... Well, there is one person, but I can't imagine... James Ritchie. He's my biggest rival in the field. Aviation design. Anyway, we go way back. Not all of it good. He's been stealing clients away for a long time, and he's got a checkered past, to say the least. Still find it hard to believe.
Stealing clients? I mean, okay.
He's got several offices around town. I couldn't hazard a guess where he'd be right now.
Okay, I guess we're done with you. Don't think there's anything else we can do in here. I mean, it's possible I missed something, but I mean, I feel like something about this is important, but I don't know what. So I'm kind of lost here. Don't know what I can do here.
We can't use that here. We can't use that here. We can't use that here. We can't use that here. We can't use that here.
Are you saying I can't use
There's
it?
no prints here.
Okay.
There's no prints here.
But I can use a magnifying glass. That's the thing that I'm wondering about. I don't see anything that I can magnify, though. So, yeah, this is before cloud backups, definitely. But it's possible he wanted to destroy his own evidence. Alright, so let's go to the, go back to the crime lab. Let's analyze our...
We got an arson case and need some tests run.
Well, and it's a pleasure to see you too, Sarah. But I'm starting to feel like this relationship is kind of lopsided. I give, you take.
How about I make it up to you by giving you this evidence to analyze for us?
Somehow I don't think I'm making my point. So, you got a hot case, huh? Yeah, well, let's have a look.
Ah, hot case. Alright.
Well, what this isn't is a shoe print. It may be a knee print, but I'm fresh out of knee print databases, so I can't do much with it at the moment.
Okay.
Traces of accelerant. What you have here is lighter fluid. That's wine bottle glass. I could have told you that back in my college days. What I couldn't have told you is the chemical composition's very similar to glass used in bottle factories, South American bottle factories. And I found traces of an accelerant from the fuel oil #1 family to boot. Judging by the radial fractures and hackle marks, you've got a window broken in with a great deal of force. Funny peculiar, I mean. Erosion patterns suggest the outside of the window is traveling away from the source of impact.
Okay. I don't know what that means, but I'm gonna put this in here and search.
We have an APHIS match to James Ritchie, charged with insurance fraud 4 years ago. Case was dropped, however.
Well, that's pretty significant evidence. That's very significant evidence. Alright.
Any breaks in the arson? Well, let's pull him up. Seems Mr. Ritchie has a prior for insurance fraud. Promising. Charges were eventually dropped. But you know what they say, where there's smoke? His company has a few offices scattered around Vegas. But the downtown branch seems to be the HQ. I'd start there.
Alright. Let's do it. I got a new place.
Heard about what happened to Gray. Shame. Happy to help. If you can keep it short, I have a meeting in 15 minutes. He's a competitor, just not much of one. We both manage companies that design commercial airplane prototypes, and his business has been in a tailspin for more than a year. It's not my fault his dissatisfied clients come looking for a home. Why would I? He's barely on my radar. I would say, if anything, Gray feels threatened by yours truly. You know, he even approached me, begging to buy him out a couple of weeks back, as if I wanted what was left of his excuse for a company.
Really?
I didn't threaten him. I laughed in his damn face.
I should ask him about that.
You can't seriously think I had anything to do with... Look, I'm not Jason Gray's biggest fan, but I don't go around burning houses down, even when I don't care for somebody. As for my whereabouts, you might check with the other 150 passengers on my flight, coming in from Chicago, Flight 157.
Interesting. Tell us about your criminal record.
I have no criminal record. Those charges were dropped. This is still America, isn't it? So what? I have had dealings with Gray. We've exchanged our share of documents over the years. If you're fishing for those drug rumors, I won't be part of that. However I may feel about Gray, I don't intend to get involved in character assassination. Anyway, what a man does in his private life is his own concern.
Okay. Nothing else. Alright, so let's go back here. Talk to him again about stuff, because we learned some new information, and he's probably still here, so we can ask him more.
I can't tell you anything else right now.
Okay. We can't get anything more from him. Alright. There's any... I don't know what else we can do here.
There's still a few things from Gray's office that need to be analyzed. Look around the desk area for rags, broken glass, and even the vapors in the air.
The vapors in the air? What does that mean? I guess I do have this odor detecting thing. Odor detecting tool. Maybe that's what I need to use.
Are you sure you haven't done this before? Little luck. Greg will tell us something useful from the sample.
Okay, there we go. We got something. Got something. Alright, just clicking around. Alright. So that was what we needed to do there. Alright. Let's go back to the lab then.
Hey guys, what's up? You're gonna love this. It's as simple as ABC. A, it's lighter fluid. B, it's not lighter fluid. It's from the fuel oil number 1 family. Or C, it's both.
That's not helpful. That's not helpful at all. That is not helpful. My little brain falling down. Oh. And yes, I have my previous background as my background, so that because I like it. I didn't want to move my stuff upstairs, so. Alright. So what does that mean? Contains traces of lighter fuel and or fuel oil number 1. I don't think we can use this in the computer, but we can try.
You can't scan that into the computer.
Oh, we can scan that into the computer, though. Okay, that might be a comparison thing there. Interesting. Alright, anything we can do over
What can
here?
I do for you? Give me a second. Airline manifest confirms Ritchie was on that flight. Got in at 12:12.
Got in at 12:12. Okay. Alright.
I have nothing else to tell you for the time being.
Alright.
You might find it helpful to have Greg run an analysis on the rag fragment from the floor of Gray's office.
The rag fragment? What rag fragment? I didn't get a rag fragment. I got a burnt scrap of material. Apparently there's a rag fragment somewhere. I sure as heck don't see it. Oh, there's a place over here I can look. Ah, here it is. Here we go.
This lighter's an antique, so maybe it's just a collectible, but the cap's been screwed off and it's empty. Anything that could have started this fire is important. Collect it.
Yoink! Alright, and then we got a rag thing
Rag
over
fragments. Smells greasy. I don't imagine Mr. Gray was working on his car in here, do you? Ever hear of a Molotov cocktail? That's 1 part rag, 1 part bottle, and 1 part liquid accelerant. Could be what started this fire.
here. Alright. I think we maybe have gotten everything. I thought they clean over here to go around the desk is a little counterintuitive, but okay. Because this floor looks really clean, and this floor doesn't. Oh well. Okay, I think we've gotten. Let's go back to the lab again. Do some analysis on what we got. Let's see.
What we have here is a rag containing the delicate bouquet of fuel oil number 1 family, an accelerant. But it's a popular rag with lots of other party guests, dirt, grease, and a turbine oil used only in commercial aviation. Strong possibility that our fuel oil number 1 accelerant was jet fuel. And one more tasty tidbit for you. That rag's made of cotton fiber. And I'm not talking an old t-shirt here. It's exotic. One of 2 of almost 700 known cotton germplasms. One of which can only be found in Guatemala, while the other is native to northern regions of Ecuador. Now that I've compared it to the earlier sample, I can say without question, it was aviation jet fuel. Rag, jet fuel, and a broken bottle. One Molotov cocktail coming right up. Or that is, apart.
I think he might have done it himself.
What do you need?
What about that?
Do I have to tell you it's a lighter? And that it once contained lighter fluid?
Dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it. My screen keeps falling down. Oh well. I'll just let it fall. Okay. What else do we need to do here? We'll just pull it down. Oh, there we go. Now it's not too distracting. All right. Let's see. So what can we do with this information? Maybe we can. Let's see if we can use a computer.
Hey, you can't scan that into the computer. Hey, you can't scan that into the computer.
No, we can't scan that stuff into the computer apparently. who would have access to jet fuel? That's the question. Who would have access to that? Let's go to the police office. And see if
I
there's
can't
any
help you
questions.
until you find some solid evidence.
No, nothing there. All right, go back here.
Well, strange as it may seem considering my business, I don't. My obsession is sailing. You've probably already learned that Gray has a pilot's license. I think I remember hearing he keeps a plane here in town.
Interesting. Okay, so he has aircraft.
Yes, of course. Kind of a keepsake I'd misplaced. Thanks for finding it.
That's all you can tell me? All right. So it's his lighter. How can I locate James Ritchie's airplane? He said he doesn't have an airplane. Like, I assume I can't do anything else here. No, I can't. Alright. Did not get any more evidence, so any more locations? No. Okay, so what's... Oh, we're already here.
Yes? We'll just check civil aviation records and see. Corporate Learjet Tango 146, registered to his company. Last place it was hangared was Henderson Executive Airport. See if it's still there.
He lied. He lied to me. He lied to me about that. Why would he lie about that? Why would he lie about stuff that would be so easy to figure out? That makes no sense.
Yoink!
Alright, we took another rag, so we can compare it with the rag that we got.
Tango 146. Gray's plane, all right.
Okay, we got his plane. Anything we can do? No.
We can't use that here. We can't use that here.
No.
We can't use that here.
No.
There's no prints here. There's nothing special there.
Alright, nothing we can do here. So we know he's lied about having an airplane. And we know that it's right here. Oh, lockers. Check these out.
They're locked. Guess we won't be getting in there.
Boo earns. Boo earns.
Alright, we got a little tool area here.
Looks like our high-flying exec wasn't exactly candid with us about the state of his corporate affairs. We have a man seriously behind schedule here, facing a loss of a cool $1.5 million. That's what we CSIs call a motive.
Dear Mr. Gray, we have rejected your request for a contract extension based on the declining quality of your work and your three previous previous extensions. Furthermore, we will be forced to pursue legal action should you fail to meet the current deadline. The remaining value of the contract, less your work completed to date, is $1.5 million. Okay. Why is this here? Okay. See if we can spray some stuff on it.
There's no prints here.
No? Okay. We cannot. Oh, can we take it though? Okay, we can't. We can take it. I feel like we're kind of stealing stuff right now. Because, you know, we don't have a warrant to do this. We're just kind of taking stuff. Okay. Alright. Door. Boxes. We can't do anything with the boxes. Alright. I think we might need to go back to the lab again. Let's go back to the lab.
So our hot case is heating up, and you need the Sanders touch. Without me, it's all guesswork, right? And Grissom just hates hunches.
You know what else Grissom hates? Slow lab work.
Alright.
Hanger rag and the fragment from Gray's home share the same rare cotton germplasm. Species is definitely of Ecuadorian origin.
Well, that is pretty damning evidence.
Sorry, can't do anything with that.
Alright, that's evidence we present to... Alright, let's go here.
I have nothing else to tell you for the time being.
Alright.
I can't tell you anything else right now.
Okay, go to the cop.
You guys are moving fast on this arson case. Got a new lead?
Yeah, we do.
Guy torched his own house, huh? Well, let's bring him in for a chat. Maybe he's just burning to confess.
Mr. Gray, I think you know why you're here. We've gathered considerable evidence indicating that you lied to us about the fire at your home.
Cooperate. Make it easier on us, we'll make it easier on you.
I've told you everything I can think of. No intention on my part to be deceptive. I don't know anything about that. I'm the victim here, you know. Sometimes I purchase wine when I'm down there. There's a fine local winery. So what? What am I being accused of? Drinking and driving? Are you joking? Of course I do. I own a plane and I'm active in the aviation industry. Jet fuel's good for killing weeds. Always keep a little in my back shed. I have a bunch of those rags. I don't know where I picked them up. There must be thousands of rags like that in Nevada. What business is that of yours? My office is a charred ruin. I lose most of my key records and you're nosing into my clients?
We have all the evidence we need to make an arrest, Mr. Gray. I just wanted to give you an opportunity to make it easy for both of us. We can do this the hard way.
I guess you're right. What's the use? You got the goods on me. You're right. I was way behind on that contract, looking right into the face of financial ruin.
Alright, we did
It had
it.
been building up over the last few weeks.
We did it.
Pressure. But it was spur of the moment.
Whoops. Whoops, whoops, whoops.
An impulse. I grabbed a rag and that bottle of jet fuel in the shed and smashed it on my office floor. You know, to suggest somebody pitched a Molotov cocktail. I added fuel to the fire, literally. Emptying my lighter on the desk, making sure to douse some letters on top, including one from James Ritchie. I put it out with the fire extinguisher I brought with me from the shed. Then it occurred to me, I ought to make it look more like a break-in, so I busted out a window in the office. But even as I was doing it, I saw the pieces of glass tumbling onto the ground outside and realized I'd screwed up. So I went out and tossed them back in. That's everything, I think.
After all that lying, don't you feel better now?
Mr. Gray, we didn't secure your shed because it wasn't part of the original crime scene. Could we have your permission to check it now, to confirm your story?
You need me to do that?
A judge would give us a warrant easy enough, but you letting us skip that step would be another gold star in your cooperation column.
That's what I'm trying to do. Cooperate. Go ahead. My house is your house.
Wait, we're not done yet? Why are we not done yet?
Gray's story sounds way too strange. Let's check this area for collaborating evidence just to be safe.
What? Does it?
Make sure you check the handle for prints before you touch it.
Okay. Sounds kind of reasonable to me, but alright, if you say so.
Fingerprints are mostly moisture.
I don't
They
know.
evaporate pretty quick in the dry air around here. Means these prints are recent. But looks like we've got two overlapping sets of recent prints. If one belongs to Gray, the computer may be able to separate them in the lab.
Okay. Now let's open the door. Go in. I still have no idea why we're here. I feel like we solved this case, but and there's a lot of wine, paint, and gas in
Yep,
here.
that's nasty. Definitely smells like gasoline. We can't use that here. We can't use that here. We can't use that here. We can't use that here.
What? Why not?
We can't use that here. We can't use that here. Try using a similar tool. We can't use that here.
Oh, I can get a swab of it. I could just take it, but no, that's too easy. I have to swab it. It's been good. It's been good. We're solving. We're on a case solving spree here.
Gray's confession is holding up. These are obviously the wine bottles. Ecuadorian vintage, too.
Somebody confessed, and we decided, oh, I don't believe you. We're gonna do more evidence gathering. Don't know why he confessed.
There's nothing special there. There's nothing special there. There's nothing special there.
Why can
There's
I use
nothing
my
special
detection tools? Why can I use my detection tools? It's weird that I can use these.
We can't use that here. We can't use that here.
I don't know why I can use these tools, but okay.
There's no prints here. There's no prints here.
Last time I could use my tools, there was something to find, and maybe I should have used it on the wine bottle before I took it. Yeah, I see these marks, and that's one thing that seems weird. Maybe I can swab them.
We can't use that here. We can't use that here.
Be a no.
We can't use that here. We can't use that here. We can't use that here. We can't use that here.
No, doesn't look like I can do anything. All right, we got the gas. Got the thing. We got the got that. All right, I think that's basic. Let's go back to the lab. That's not
Need
the
me for
lab.
something?
Is it my charisma that keeps you coming back for more, or just my brilliant intellect?
All right, let's give him the swab.
And survey says we have a match. Same jet fuel used in Jason Gray's little indoor bonfire. Exact same composition.
Okay. So we have, what's this? That. Wine bottle.
Sorry, can't do anything with that.
Okay. Let's put it in the computer, I guess, maybe.
Hey, you can't scan that into the computer. Hey, you can't scan that into the computer.
Okay, why do we even have it?
Hey, you can't scan that into the computer.
Maybe we need to put it back. And, try putting it back. Maybe we needed to swab it or something. No, we can't put it back. Alright, now what do we do? What the heck do we do now?
I noticed the ground was a bit wet around the shed. Let's check it for signs of foot traffic.
Really? Oh, crap, I didn't even see that. Footprints there. Alright, we're gonna collect that.
This looks like a deep impression, so it may be recent.
Okay.
You found 2 sets of prints on Gray's shed door handle.
Oh, I
We should try to
did.
find out who that other
Forgot
person
about
was.
those. Forgot about those. I forgot to put those into the thing. Forgot about my...
Yes?
Alright.
We separated our twins, and both have survived. We've got 2 sets of prints now.
Okay.
Yep, these are Gray's prints. They were entered in the system earlier.
Okay. What about these?
Stan Gins? Wonder if Gray can tell us why he's got a drug dealer in his backyard.
Mm-hmm.
So much for Gray being Mr. Cooperation. Prints from an 11.5 boot. About 2 sizes bigger than his feet.
Alright. We now have another person, so let's go to our locations again. Here.
Make me
Here.
happy. Tell me Gray's confession checks out. Good call. Maybe he can tell us why Mr. Gray's confessing and lying at the same time.
Mr. Gins, there was a fire at the home of Jason Gray. You've been brought in for questioning on the matter.
We've done some business. What kind of business? That's between me and my client. But I don't know from fires, okay? Out and about. Little walk around the neighborhood. That's still legal, right? Well, I own a pair of 11.5 feet. You do the math.
Alright. I think that's all we can do. Let's bring Gray in for
Need me for something?
for an interrogation again.
Sure, I can do that.
You've been lying to us.
You see, Mr. Gray, when somebody confesses, trying to help and all, but mixes in a lot of bull, well, we get frustrated. And me personally, I get cranky when I get frustrated.
But we're willing to give you a chance to put us in a better mood. So let's play truth or dare. Just leave out the dare part.
Yeah, name rings a bell. Think maybe he lives in my neighborhood. Don't get to know your neighbors like in the old days.
Maybe you need a distinguishing characteristic of Mr. Gins to jog your memory. Like his being a convicted drug dealer, for instance?
And Mr. Gins is trying to be cooperative, too. He started by telling us you're one of his clients.
Well, like I said, he's a neighbor. I think he might have borrowed my mower or... Look, I really didn't want to have to get into this. I'm going to level with you, really cooperate.
Okay.
But just remember, what I'm about to share with you could get me in hot water. I have a drug problem. A way out of hand drug problem. Which is why my business has gone to pot, so to speak. Stan Gins is my supplier. Lately, Gins had been showing up at strange hours, and he'd bring his low-life friends along. Partying at my place. It was just sickening. On the night of the fire, I made a decision. No more associating with scumbags like Stan Gins. So I fired him. He didn't take it very well. He was really PO'd, bent out of shape. Plus, I'm sure he was high at the time, which didn't help. While I was in my office, Gins must have gone to my shed, looking to see what kind of grief he could give me. There was a knock at the door, and I opened it. And damn if it wasn't Gins, glaring at me, brandishing a blazing Molotov cocktail he'd thrown together. He was out of control. He threw the bottle, smashed my window to fan the flames, and took off. I ran out to my shed and grabbed the fire extinguisher, but then the wheels started turning. I could make the best of this bad situation if I rigged the scene to implicate Richie. I didn't want my drug problem exposed, and at the same time, I knew that if I implicated Gins, he'd kill me for sure. I'd be protecting myself and taking a competitor down with me at the same time. After the fire was out, I cleaned up the broken window, knowing I needed to make it look like a break-in to hide what had really happened. I tried to get all the bits of glass I could find and brush the dirt off before tossing them back into the office. And that's the whole sad, stupid, but true story. I tried to save my reputation. How am I doing so far?
Well, both you and Gins will be going away all right. And you do have something in common. Neither one of you can hold on to his clients.
We should have another chat with our friendly neighborhood drug dealer.
I think the current high bid is 222. All right.
Yes.
So now we want to. I want to talk to the drug guy. So let's go to here and
Need me for something?
get him back.
Sure, I can do that.
Listen, you play with drugs, you get high. Play with fire, you get burned. No percentage in the latter. Hey, I said I was out catching some air. I may have walked by his house, but that's all.
You know, Gray might have covered for you once upon a time. But you try to burn somebody's house down, and the loyalty gets strained.
Going off on a good customer like that? You got a hot temper, Mr. Gins.
Go to hell. I've got plenty of customers, but he torqued me off. Guy thinks he's better than me. He said my friends were scum.
Imagine that.
I should have torched him, not his crib. Smart mouth looking down on me. And him, a degenerate doper.
Thank you, Mr. Gins. That's what we call a confession around our little store. And you know how nice it is having another satisfied customer? Looks like a solid arson case against Gins. As for the high-flying Mr. Gray, he'll come down to earth with obstruction of justice, arson, and insurance fraud charges. By the way, trainee, nice work out there. But take some time to throw back a cold one after work and relax. This job can be hell on your personal life. Now, go see Grissom. He wants to see you.
Sounds like you showed some good instinct out there. But before you let it go to your head, let's take a closer look at how you did. Good work. Only a few things you left unexamined.
It's pretty good.
Try to be more thorough next time.